Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name's Chase, and welcome to ChasePacks. Paldea Evolved is one of 5 sets that are about to rotate out April 10th of this year. Now, if you didn't see the last video, we are going to do a set breakdown for all 5 of those sets. Everything you need to know about the sealed product, everything you need to know about the singles before these sets are out of reach for reprints and most likely restocks for the most part. You never know about restocks. There's always something that Pokemon can throw into big box or distribution. Example, today I was at Target. Guess what I found? 2-pack blisters of Fusion Strike and Chilling Reign. Just chilling in Target. I've seen that before, that specific SKU, that specific 2-pack blister. Saw it in Hot Topic one day. Went in there to pick up this Ascended Heroes ETB. I don't have it out here. But yeah, Fusion Strike and Chilling Reign in a 2-pack blister sitting in Target in 2026. So I guess my point is, you never know when certain sets are going to be restocked in places. But with these 5 sets, they're going to be out of print, out of competitive play April 10th of this year. So set breakdown. Today is Paldea Evolved. I got some notes right here because it's almost impossible to remember all this information about these sets that were so long ago. Release date, June 9th, 2023. It's the second set of the SV era. It had 36 illustration rares. Big set, right? That's a lot of illustration rares. 15 SIRs, 9 hyper rare gold cards, 279 total cards. A little bit about pull rates: 1 in 32 for an SIR, 1 in 13 for an IR, 1 in 57 for a hyper rare. So the thing about the pull rates for Paldea Evolved, when did they change them? Oh, they really, there was a change in between SV base, and then it might have been Paradox that changed. I can't really remember specifically, but then when Temporal Forces came out, they definitely changed, and that's kind of where they've been since then. But back then, pull rates were nice, but with a set like this, what carries Paldea Evolve? We all know what it is. It's the Magikarp illustration rare, right? But considering there was 36 IRs in this set, it was like, I think it was like 1 in 480 to pull a specific, or to pull the Magikarp, which is, why this booster box costs so much. When you think about how hard an IR is to grade and how hard the Magikarp is to pull, that's really what carries this box, in my opinion. I mean, I think the whole set's great. This is probably tied for my favorite main set out of all of Scarlet and Violet base, probably along with Destined Rivals. I would put Surging Sparks up there as well. But Destined Rivals, Paldea Evolved, at least price and performance-wise as of late, are definitely the top main sets. But today we're covering Paldea Evolved. Let's jump into the sealed. We'll get into some singles as well, but we'll cover the sealed first. Okay. Paldea Evolved booster box. We are on the 6-month chart because the 3-month chart is not working correctly. Up about 1% on the 6-month chart. Yeah, this set kind of found its peak. Here, let's find it. Kind of found its peak end of September last year. We were in that little bit of a dip, leading into Christmas time. It went from 476 all the way down to a low here at the beginning of December at 351. 57 of them sold. And we're kind of on the upswing here. Let's see, 7 of them sold from February 23rd to the 27th. The market price is 434. Let's see what they're selling for. Yeah, the market price, you'll find on TCG Player, it's like sometimes the market price is like $20, $30 below what things are actually selling for. That's why it's always good to go see the actual listings and see what things are actually selling for. 460, 445, 489, 445, 440 on the last solds. And you'll see these listings down here once you get past the junk up top. 459, 460, essentially 460, 460. So yeah, if you're looking to buy one of these boxes off TCG Player right now, you're just going to pay 460. That's essentially the market price at this point. But I love the box art, Paldea Evolved. Love it. Okay, this is the booster box case. Says the market price is $2,681. Let's look at some last solds. $2,844. That was like 5 days ago. And on the 2nd of February, $2,500. And we're back into January with these ones, $2,600 essentially. $2,200 and $2,350 on that one there. Some listings, $2,840, $2,800. And then we're getting into the 3,000, well into the 3,000s on the rest of these listings. After these top 2 here, 3,300, 3,300, 3,400 essentially, 3,400, 3,450, 3,500 with that one, $20 shipping. I didn't run the well, yeah, I didn't run the numbers on the booster box cases to see if there's any kind of significant premium on them. But that's something I'll have to do. Maybe that's actually a good video idea. Maybe we'll set that up for another video as well. The Paldea Evolved ETB, market price 134, down about 4% on the 3-month chart. On this chart here, the high was 139 at the beginning of December. Looks like the low down here was 122 at the beginning of February of this year. Now on the rise up to 133. The last 2 days, 5 items sold at that price. Last sold 142, 145, 134, 134, 135. I remember probably like, was it 6, 7? I'll give myself some leeway. 6, 7, 8 months ago, these things were under $100. Um, so yeah, I think 134 for this. I mean, this is a beautiful display piece. I personally love Paldea Evolved. I think it's a strong, awesome set. I think 134 for this ETB. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I would pay that for sure. The Pokemon Center ETB, even a better looking ETB in my opinion. Market price $493. It's actually down 18% on the 3-month chart though. The high on this chart is 605. Okay, hold on. Well, it says no items sold, but 588, 5 items sold at the beginning of December. That would have been last year, obviously. Then we're just really steadily going downhill. Not a lot selling on the way down at all, really. Let's see. Let's get to the very end here. Let's see. Yeah, the last 2 days, one of them sold for 494. Let's look at the last solds though. 502, 500, 490, 450, 504 on these PC ETBs. Beautiful ETB though. The booster bundle, market price $86, up 7, essentially 8% on the 3-month chart. We're in a low point down here around $74 at the beginning of the year, and it's just steadily uphill here. Last solds 97, 97, 97, 97, 94 on the booster bundles. Let's see here. Yeah, the sleeve boosters, yeah, the sleeve packs. I love sleeve packs. I have like, what do I have? I have like 15 probably Paldea Evolved sleeve packs. There's something about sleeve packs for me. I think they're, I like stocking up on them, right? I like having as many sleeve packs as many different sets as I can have. For one, just as a collector's piece, right? I like collecting them. Two, I mean, if you're holding 50 Evolving Skies sleeve packs, for one, they're cheap enough for people to buy. Like if you can't afford a $2,500 Evolving Skies booster box, but I don't even know what Paldea Evolved sleeve packs are now. They're probably, what are they, like 50? It might be $50. I could be wrong there. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've checked. But the point is, these sleeve packs I really like because you can get them at a reasonable price. You can buy them slowly, stock up on them. And if you ever want to sell out of them, they're pretty easy to sell out of because again, it's not a $2,500 booster box. It's a $50 sleeve pack, or it's well, in this case, the market price says $10.95. It's not what these aren't really selling for that. Let's see, 25 of them sold at $14.25, 39 of them sold at $13.95, $13.95, $10.29 down here, and $13.95. Again, market price is a little bit off. But again, my point is with these, why I like these so much is because they're easy to, it's an easy, low entry point to any specific set you want to get into. And then when you want to liquidate or move or sell to buy something else, it's kind of easy to do because generally people would rather have like an art set. They can afford an art set of Evolving Skies. They can afford an art set of Paldea Evolved, but they can't necessarily afford an ETB or a PC ETB or a booster box. That was my rant on sleeve booster packs. So take that for what you will. All right, Paldea Evolved. This is the regular pack. For some odd reason that the market price is $2 more expensive than the sleeve booster packs, which isn't necessarily true because as you see with the sales here, $11, just under 11, just under 11, $10.95, $10.95 for those. So the market price on TCG Player it's there and it's close sometimes, but not always completely accurate. Okay, let's get into some singles. Obviously, the top chase card from the set, one of the most iconic cards from the entire era, in my opinion. The Magikarp, the illustration rare. Let's see, market price $281, up 11% on a 3-month chart. Let's check out the 3-month chart here. Let's see, beginning of December last year, $251, hung in the 250s, and then right at the beginning of the year, We go straight up here to 274 at the end of January, and then we're kind of on just a steady little incline up until, we'll see some last solds. The last 2 days, 9 of them sold for $279. So let's look here. Recent solds, these are today as I'm filming, 226, 318, 295, 280, 300, 299. So this market price a little off again. Let's actually look at some listings though. 301, 313, 318, 319, 318, 319. So pretty far off of the market on the market price. That's becoming a theme for this, but this is a gorgeous card. I put this up there with the Bubble Mew, you know, the Umbreon, the Mewtwo from Destined Rivals. This is just a gorgeous card. This is a gorgeous card. Everybody loves Conda as an artist. So the Raichu, really cool card. This is if I'm not mistaken, the second most expensive card in the set right now. Up 33% on the 3-month chart. Let's look at some last solds though. 64, 65. That was Korean. 66 and 80. So the market price is a little bit more accurate with this one. This Raichu card's pretty cool. I would put this next card, the Tyranitar, above it though, personally, for myself. Up about 8% on the 3-month chart. The low on this chart's $49 at the end of December. And then a little bit up, took a little bit of dip here at the end of January. I mean, a couple dollars really, but right around 60, high 50s for this one. The last, in the last a week or so, but last sold $60, $68, $60, $65, $62 on the last solds. This Tyranitar, this is a gorgeous card. Love that card. The Mousehold. Apparently it's a popular Pokemon. Apparently it's a popular art. Maybe it's not for me. But the market price is $54 on this thing, up about 7% on the 3-month chart. Let's look at some last solds. Okay, let's see. A couple days ago, one sold for 54, and on that same day, 51. There's multiple Korean copies on here. I have no problem with other languages being on TCG, but it kind of would be nice if they separated them somehow. Like make a tab, click them. I saw a non-TCG's video the other day when he was talking about how like the market price is affected by, you know, if you combine all of these issues that TCG player has with, you know, people listing low but charging shipping cost, you know, a $50 shipping fee, and the Japanese and the Korean and the Chinese all be mixed together. It makes sense why the market price can be off on these, but I mean, that was some good information to know. I thought it was an interesting video. If you haven't checked his channel out, he has some good information like that. Iono, this is the first special illustration rare we've looked at yet. It is, if I'm not mistaken, the most expensive illustration rare in the set, which is kind of surprising. Usually when you have, well, back in the day, the waifu cards were big chases, even in English. They were always big chases in Japanese, or in Japan, I should say. But this card's holding strong as a trainer card, special illustration rare, market price $50.77, up 1% on the 3-month chart there, but last sold's 48, 51, 50, 50, and 50 for the Iono. All right, the Fuecoco, it's a nice card. Probably my favorite starter out of all of them, if I had to be honest. Market price $35. Last sold's 34, 36, 60 out of nowhere. 33, 28. So look at this. These are all on $225, $60, $33, $28. And I'm wondering, yeah, there's no picture with that either. You think that somebody might pay $60 for a really nice copy, but I don't know about that one. Okay. The Tinkaton, this is a special illustration rare. Yes, $35 market price. Recent sales on this, 34, 30, 35, 35, and 35. The Chi-Yu, special illustration rare, beautiful art, beautiful card. The thing about this set for me is that not a lot of terribly popular Pokemon in this set, but the art is fantastic. I love that it's a really big set. And again, reiterate, the art on these cards is phenomenal in the set. That's why I like this set so much. Last solds for this Chi-Yu, $30, $35, $35, $32, $33. Okay, Sprigatito. This is a really nice card. It's a very cutesy card, but it's a very nice card. I like this card a lot. Last sold's 32, 30, 33 on that one. You can get a Japanese one for 16. Chinese for 16. Anyways. Okay. The Meryl. This is a really nice card. I'd rather have this over almost, besides the Magikarp and the Tyranitar, this is my favorite IR from the set. $29 market price, but the last solds are 28, 28, 28, 28. Let's see what some listings are down here for this one, though. Okay, yeah, 28. Market price pretty accurate on that one. The Skeledirge, this is a nice illustration rare. I like this too. The Final Evolution there, $26 market price, up about 9% on the 3-month chart. Tell you what, let's go to the year chart. Let's see what this thing. Things are down about 11% on the year, though. The high here was back in March at $31. Looks like the low was, what do you want to call it, 19 bucks. 24 of them sold at the beginning of August of last year. Kind of a steady little increase here. Looks like the high was like $27 in December of last year, and then it's never made its way back up there. But let's look at some last solds. 26, 26, 25, 27, 26. The illustration rares in this set for me are very undervalued. Again, this set it's obviously the second set of the SV era. It's featuring a lot of brand new Gen 9 Pokemon at the time. And as we do in this hobby, when a new gen comes out, a lot of the time it's not too loved. So you'll see a lot of these big, these SIRs, these alternate art cards. If it's not like Gen 1 through Gen 4, a lot of the times they're not as well desired, and so in return they're not as expensive. But I mean, even if you don't love Masquerada, let's say you don't, and it's not my favorite either, but this is a Final Evolution form of a starter Pokemon for Gen 9. So, and it's a special illustration rare, and the thing's $20. I think it's worth picking up just for that simple fact. And it's in the Paldea Evolved set, which is the second most expensive booster box of the era. I think it'll probably continue to stay there. I think eventually you could see maybe Surging Sparks passing it up as maybe the second most expensive as time goes on. But I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on that. Obviously, I think most of us would feel that Destined Rivals is going to perform the best long term, mainly because of the Pokemon in it and in the nostalgia of Destined Rivals, of Team Rocket, I should say. But Paldea Evolved right now is in a solid second place, and it is my favorite main set. I'd have to say, the more I look at these cards. But in the long run, in 5 to 10 years, I could see Surging Sparks being the second most expensive set and the second most desired set of the SV era. But I'd love to hear your guys' opinion about that, to be honest. Baxcalibur, $20 market price, about 23% on the 3-month chart. Last solds, $20, $20, $22 for that one. A lot going on in this. Not my favorite card. Not my favorite card. It's almost, yeah, it's too much. Too much. The Chimpao, really like this card. Love the blues in this one. $19 market price. It's pretty much flat on the 3-month chart there, percentage wise at least. Last solds 20, 18, 21, 25, 20 for the Chimpao. Heracross, another one of my favorite illustration rares from the set. Gen 2 Classic. Reminds me of the show. Very nostalgic for me. $19 market price. Last sold $17.76. $24, $19, essentially $18 on that one down there. The Wuqian, another Pokemon that half the time I forget even exists, but when I see this card, I'm like, this card's amazing. If you watched the last video, I think I'm going to throw in the Miraidon, the Koraidon, the Chinpao, and the Wuqian. I just want to pick all those up, because for the prices that they're at, and as old as SV Base and Paldea Evolved are, man, I think these are good prices to get into these SIRs. I like these a lot. The Quaquaval, that's always hard to say. They made this name could be better. This is a cool card though. I know a lot of people think this Pokemon's goofy. It's a little goofy, but I don't know, for $10 for a Final Evolution form of a starting Pokemon, and it's an SIR. Ain't bad. Up 9% on a 3-month chart. Let's check out the one year chart on this one. Down 30% on the 1 year chart. A high was $15. Good Lord. March of last year, $15. Straight down to around $8. 36 of them sold in July of last year at $8. Got up to 11 in October and then just kind of stayed down here in the high nines. And then, yeah, back up to 10 here. Last solds on this one, $10, 13,999. Crazy. Crazy. Take my money. $10 for this? Come on. Come on. Ting Lu, good looking card. Not my favorite, but it is a good looking card. It is a special illustration rare, and it is $981 market price. Last solds on this one, $9, $10 essentially, $9, $869, and 2 of them sold yesterday for $10. All right, guys, that was Paldea Evolved. Little breakdown of the set. Again, rotating out April 10th along with the first 5 other sets from Scarlet and Violet era. So doing a set list breakdown for all 5 sets in these upcoming videos. Let me know. In the grand scheme of things, and when I say that, I kind of mean like the next 3 to 5 to 7 years. Tell me what you think Paldea Evolve is going to do. How do you think it's going to compare to a set like Destined Rivals, Surging Sparks, Twilight Masquerade? Do you think it'll stay the second most expensive box within the next 5 years? Or do you think Surging Sparks could take it? Let me know down in the comments your opinion on the future of the SV era. And guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.